We've got another potentially fun hunt for you guys here today. Picked up this bag of mostly foreign coins, but I saw some wheat cents, some buffalo nickels, thought I saw a V nickel or two, and some Indian head cents. So I figured I'd hunt it with you guys, see what we find, and if we can get any lucky goodies. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to the channel. We're going to get right to the hunt on this. I'm not going to spend too much time setting it up, but a quick note on this one. My silver dealer called me up and said a guy brought in a cigar box. He kept the cigar box, but brought in a bunch of stuff that he had been putting in there, or at least his dad and him had been putting in there for years. A lot of foreign coins mostly, but he said there were some nicer buffalo nickels, some V nickels, some Indian head cents and things like that. Could be a silver coin or two. So yeah, we're going to go through it. See what we find, see if we get anything fun, and also see if we get anything from my collection. Be back in just a second. We're going to dump it out on the mat and take a quick peek. All right. Well, I saw silver 10% Mexican peso already. All right, almost had some get away. Looks like a pretty good assortment of coins here. I know I saw, there it is. I know I saw some large cents, one or two in here. That's in pretty decent shape, to tell you the truth. And yeah, a lot of foreign oldies in here. Some Indian head cents. We got some nice looking buffalo nickels and some wheat cents. I don't know if they're in original condition. This one is. And yeah, Canadian stuff. I will take it. Thought I saw a V nickel or two in here. I might be missing it now. My eyes are playing tricks on me, but maybe I didn't see it. Thought I saw, there's one. Knew I saw some V nickels, or at least one in here. All right, let me start the sort. Let me get the V nickels, buffalo nickels, wheat pennies set aside, and then all of the foreign stuff I'll put in Canadian pennies, Canadian nickels and dimes, and then anything else to the side as well. It's gonna take me a little bit, and I'll bring you guys back after the sort, unless of course I find lots of goodies before then. 1 hour later. All right, I am back. I have got them sorted. This is all the Canadian stuff. This is all of the foreign stuff that I believe is not silver. All the wheat cents, all the buffalo nickels. We had quite a few V nickels in there. We had some Indian head cents. I'll get to those. We had a half penny and a whole bunch of British 1 pennies I got to check, including this absolutely beautiful 1967 Queen Elizabeth. That might upgrade my personal collection. We ended up with two 2-cent pieces, 1865 and 1865. We'll do more detail on those later. And we got 4 large cents. Didn't put them in date order yet. That 1854 right there. A corroded 1835. An 1848. And that nice 1853. So we got 4 of those. I'll do a deeper dive on those in a little bit. We got a bunch of just, I don't even know what this is doing in there. Just a bunch of miscellaneous change. I'll have to check and see if there's anything special about these at all, but they could have just been put in there for whatever reason. But either way, a bunch of miscellaneous modern change. And as far as silver is concerned, 2 10% Mexican pesos, 1960 and 61. And we even got a Swedish 25 ore from 1914. And that is 60% silver. So 3 silver coins in the lot from what I've initially assessed. And then just a couple of cool ones on the side here. We got 2 of these New Zealand black stilt commemorative $1 coins. Very nice, from 1985. We'll take those. I mean, they're copper nickel, but they're still cool. And even a British, I don't know what the denomination was on this, but it's a royal wedding commemorative from 1981. It's got Princess Diana on there. And of course, the Prince of Wales. So very cool, commemorating their wedding day in 1981. And then finally, I didn't look at any dates. I just kind of sorted stuff. But this one caught my eye. And take a look at that. A beautiful 1916 Philly Buffalo nickel was in there. It's got some discoloration or some damage on it, but that is a nice coin. That is a nice coin. Don't know if it would straight grade with that gunk or that discoloration on there, but it might. Probably won't grade it though. Probably go right in my album. I'm sure it'll upgrade my 1916. We'll have to see. That gives me hope on the Buffalo nickels. And for those wondering, there is a lot of steel cents. This person really liked their steel cents. Unfortunately, most of them are the plated type. And there might be an original one in here, but I didn't see it. I saw mostly plated ones when I was quickly sorting them. I mean, this one might be original, but it's got some damage and some oxidation. All right, what am I going to do next? I think I'll go through the older US stuff first, see if I have any better dates in here, and bring you guys back with my recap of those. Then I'm going to move on to the British half pennies and large pennies, just so that I can see if I have any from my personal collection, and maybe make a subset of those. And then once I've got those two done, we'll move on to the more fun stuff for me, because it's American stuff, and we'll knock out the Indian head cents first, then the V nickels, then the buffalo nickels, and then the wheat pennies. Let me get these done, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, as expected, the 2 cent is very common, although it is in relatively nicer condition than most, probably a high VF coin, maybe a VF 30. And then we have a couple of less than nice large cents. They're both common. You guys have seen the dates. And then a couple of better large cents, although, you know, they're not in perfect shape either. Nothing I could use for my collection out of those. Now let me move on to the British pennies, and I'll bring you guys back in just a moment. So for the British pennies and half pennies, we couldn't use any of them except for the 1967. This is the one I had, and you saw the other one, it upgraded. And I went ahead and took all of my duplicates and grabbed the best of each, including the one we got today, the 1860. Mine was much better than that, but either way, I made a set of 16 of these, you know, just for somebody to get a starter set. We'll get those flipped up or tubed up and put aside. Now that we've got that stuff done, let's move on to the Indian head cents next. Well, there might have only been a handful of Indian head pennies, but holy cow, we got some better dates. We'll go backwards here. 1907, 1905, two 1903s, an 1885 in decent shape. And then, look at this. 1876 in decent shape. I already checked it against my collection. Mine is slightly better, so it won't upgrade. But that's still a pretty nice 1876 Indian head set. It still has detail in the hairdress. So we'll definitely take that. Of course, some of the rim is gone on the right side. And then look at this. It's damaged, but it's an 1873. And I took a look at that 3 because there's a close 3 and an open 3. And that's a close 3. It doesn't upgrade the 1873 I have in my collection. But my album doesn't have spots for both different types of date varieties. And mine's the open 3, and this is the closed 3. So, you know, it's one of the ones that I could keep to the side because I don't have this one as far as the exact date, but it's not in great shape, so I'll probably just get rid of it as well. Either way, we got a couple of better dates here, probably a $10 coin there and maybe a $15 to $20 coin at least there, and then the rest are common, $1 or $2, maybe $3 if the right person needs them, but definitely did well on the Indian head pennies for sure. And I didn't tell you guys in the beginning what I paid for this. I paid $150 for this because it was just basically some loose stuff. And based on what I'm seeing so far, we're right over that, or right at that $150 mark. And we haven't touched these 3 bins yet, which we're going to get to here in a moment. Let me go ahead and put these aside, and we'll go ahead and work on the Liberty Head V nickels next. All right, we've got the Liberty Head V nickels sorted, and I went ahead and flipped up those 2 better dates Indian head cents, as well as made a set of 12 different Indian head pennies from what I had in stock. Nothing surprising on the Liberty Head V nickels except for one. I had to Nic-A-Date to get the date. 2 1912s, 11, 10, 1908, 1907, 1906, 1904, 1903, 1900, and I couldn't see the last digit on this 1880 something, and it ended up being an 1887. I know it looks terrible now, but I had no idea what that last digit was, and I now know it's a 7. If I throw it under the scope, you really can't see it because it gets drowned out, but you probably can make out the 7 right there just a bit, but you can see it better in hand so that all the shadows catch it. It's actually a better date Liberty Head V nickel, but now with the Nic-A-Dating done, it's common. I'll probably go ahead and put together a Liberty Head V nickel lot as well, filling in some of the better dates from my collection. Let me get that done, and then finally, well, not finally, we still have the wheat pennies. We'll get on to the buffalo nickels. Well, the buffalo nickels are incredible. We have 2 semi-key dates and several better dates. I can't believe my good fortune here. Let me work backwards with the common stuff. Some pretty nice 1937 Ps, 36 Ps, 36D, no 3.5 legs. 1935 Ps, no DDRs. Some 1934s. Unfortunately, a handful of these Buffalo nickels have been polished, even though they have pretty great detail overall. We've got a pretty nice 1930p, a pretty nice 1929p. Now it gets a little crazy. Here is a semi-key date 1921 San Francisco. The horn is obliterated, so it's only a G4, but G4 is still like a $50 coin. It might be an upgrader. 1919, it's from Denver. No horn, G4. 1919, great detail, San Francisco. And this one's probably pushing VF. Close to VF20, at worst case, fine 15. That's a pretty good penny on that one for sure. 1917, legible date, out of Denver. G4, but it has damage. We've got a 1917 legible date out of San Francisco, probably G6. We got that beautiful 1916, and had it not had the damage to it, I would say this one's probably pushing a AU53, but with that damage, it might net down to more like a XF45 to an AU50. Beautiful coin though. We got the 1916 Denver, decent shape, probably G6. And then we've got a nice 1916 San Francisco, probably VG8, maybe VG10. We've got a 1915 Denver, G4 at best. And then another semi-key date, 1915 San Francisco, probably a G6. And then finally, we've got a first year issue, 1913. Unfortunately, it's the type 1 with the raised mound, but it is at Denver. Got a lot of the horn showing, probably a fine 15. Man, I'm telling you right now, let me zoom out. Just in the Buffalo nickels alone, we've exceeded $150 for sure. For sure. These things are nice. And now what I need to do is see how many of them are going to upgrade my personal album. I would imagine quite a few. Let me do that really quick, and I'll come back with some thoughts again on the Buffalo nickels. Unbelievable. All right, I'm back. I was able to upgrade 8 of the 11 earlier Buffalo nickels. Nothing after the early ones, but 8 of the 11 did upgrade. Crazy. And there's still some nice ones down here that I use for my personal collection. That's a pretty nice 1916S. Pretty nice 15 Denver right there. Pretty nice 1916. This is the one I had in my book for the 16D. It's not bad. I mean, it's got the corrosion on it, but it's still a great nickel. And yeah, here's my 21S. Still a legible date and legible mint mark, just not as nice as the other one. So good to upgrade 8 of them. I'll get these sleeved up or put aside. And now we'll move on to the wheat cents. And based on what I saw on the Buffalo nickels, fingers crossed we got some good wheaties as well. Well, the wheat cents were fun, but nothing that spectacular. We'll start off with the duds. Whole bunch of polished 1944 and 45 cents with varying mint marks. I did check for the 44 D over S on them anyway, but nothing there. Here's all of the regular unpolished, unclean ones. They're all from the 40s right there. Same dates, 42 through 46. No varieties found. The oldest wheat cent was a 1929 in pretty rough shape. As far as the steel cents, they definitely like those. A bunch of plated ones on the top there. These are the best down here. There's some nice 1943s. There's a handful of them, and they seem to be original, but then again, it's always tough to tell because they were plated from the mint. This one looks like it has some oxidation, but it doesn't have the heavy plating. And I think it could be original, just like the one underneath it. But either way, it's the nicest 43s. No varieties. 43Ds are up there. Really nice 1943 down there in original condition. Oh, and no variety. 43Ss, couple of plated ones, and one original one in great shape. I'll be checking these two especially against my album to see if they upgrade. And then over here are the nice red BU looking older wheat cents. We got 6 1953 San Franciscos, actually 8, my bad. So it looks like there was a partial roll in there, but either way, no varieties, still nice coins. And then 3 1958 Phillies, none of which had the rare doubled die. Like I said, the wheat pennies are fun to go through. Nothing spectacular here. Some cooler, nicer, older looking ones that seem original. I'll be checking those against the album, but I doubt they'll upgrade. Maybe that 43S, that's a tough one for me to find. We'll have to see. At the end of the day, though, paying $150 for this slot, we got that back in the Buffalo nickels. We had some nice V nickels in there. Indian head cents, a couple of oldies. We had a 2-cent piece, lots of large cents. We had a little bit of silver, some British pennies. I haven't even gone through the Canadian stuff or the foreign stuff, but I'm going to add the foreign stuff to my foreign jar that's getting pretty dang full, and I'll run through the Canadians off camera because it's just a small sample set. I think I did pretty well on this purchase. You guys, please let me know down below in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on it. Either way, no matter what, it was a fun hunt for me, and hopefully it was a fun hunt for you guys as well. If it was, you know I certainly would appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Oh, you're still here? Well, I appreciate you watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, I decided to pick out a few more that I think you might enjoy, like that one right there or this one down here. Anyways, thanks for watching, happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.